Hey my frugal friends, wagwan. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. Frugality is live. Thank you so much for stopping by. Please make sure that you are subscribed and that you've hit that notification bell so you're made aware as soon as I upload a new video. Please, as always, like the videos, and I would really appreciate it if you share them as well. And just so I know you've made it into the video, please leave your $sign in the comment section below. Thank you for popping into a new video. This topic today is something that I've been thinking about for a while, and like most things that I think about, I run to YouTube to talk to you about because I don't know if you're thinking about similar things or if this can help you in any way. So let's jump into it, because our topic today is how I will be building wealth in the next 5 years or so. So first, let's start with a definition of wealth. And I must also do a disclaimer before I start. This is all my opinion. I'm not giving any financial advice. I'm not telling you what to do. Listen, do your own research, right? These are just things that I've been thinking about that I want to share with you. So what is wealth? To me, I believe wealth is an abundance of things we value. So it could be possessions or it could be money. And usually people measure wealth in looking at their net worth. Now, what is a net worth? Your net worth is your assets, whether tangible or intangible, could be and intangible as well. So tangible assets are things like your property, your land, your cash. Intangible assets are like stocks and bonds. So you have a total of your assets and you subtract your liabilities. So what are liabilities? These are anything you owe, your debts. These are what are considered your liability. So anything you owe, that's a liability right there. So after you've done your math, if your assets surpasses your liabilities, then you know what, you're doing well, and keep building on those assets. But if your liability surpasses your assets, or you have more liability, you need to work on that. That's something you definitely need to work on, because that means you have a negative cash flow, you have a negative net worth, and you definitely need to build that where your assets are more. I think I can dive a little bit deeper in wealth, right? I think there are also physical wealth and financial wealth. And it's also kind of intertwined with your assets. So your physical wealth are when you have lots of land and property, you have a lot of cars. That's physical wealth. So you're physically wealthy with your portfolio of things that you own, right? And you have financial wealth, meaning you have lots of cash, you have lots of money in the bank, you have lots of stocks. So I think those are differences between physical and financial, which is also similar to tangible and intangible assets. So to me, wealth is subjective, because even when you have your assets surpassing your liabilities, you may still not consider yourself wealthy. For me, if I can pay my bills comfortably without depending on a job, not living paycheck to paycheck, and I can spend on my wants and I can spend on my needs, and I can comfortably do the things I love in life, then I think I will consider myself wealthy. Is there a number? I've done a video before that talks about something similar. I will link it in the description box below. I think if I could comfortably live for the rest of my life without depending on a job, 9 to 5. So what will I be doing? I still haven't answered the question, right? So I will be using money to work for me. And I think you can do this regardless of your income. That is using money to work for you. But maybe that's a separate video. But just remember, every little bit counts. I will be investing. I will be building passive income. Those are some of the things I will be doing. Yeah, you said, yeah, a lot of people say that, but I need more specifics, right? So here are some specifics for you. I will be separating my savings from my investments. Why would you ask I need to do that? Because I can always run into my savings for things I want to purchase or money, things I want to buy or pay for. But I think my investments are things that eventually I want to be working for me. If you think about it on the spectrum of you put some money in the bank into a regular account, that interest that you're making is nothing. Some interest, like the high interest savings account, depends on where you are in the world. It may still be a little bit of income. It depends on how much money you put in. You may or may not be able to live off that, right? So to me, and again, this is my opinion, my savings are things that I have, or money I have, that I can pull from if I need to do things, right? My investments are things that I'm looking at in the long run. There can be short-term investments as well, but my investments I want eventually to help me to build passive income. So when I'm saving, I'm thinking in my mind, I'm going to buy a house, I'm going to retire, I want to be financially independent, and I want to retire early. So what is my investment strategy? So I have been investing money for a few years now on the stock market, I mean. And when the stock market took a dive last year, whenever, I kind of took a step back in order to evaluate what I want to do. Was it a good idea? Maybe not, because consistency is key when you're investing. But for me, I had to do that. So when I took a step back, I had to reevaluate, and I came up with a strategy, a different approach. I want to invest so I can earn passive income. I want to put my money in the index funds. I want a dollar cost average into the market. And this just means regardless of the price of a stock, you're buying that stock. So for example, I recently purchased some TD stock. That's a bank in Canada. I believe it's in the US. And when the stock was at $80, I bought some shares. When it went up to 81, I bought some shares. When it went down to 79, I bought some shares. So I am dollar cost averaging into that stock. I believe in the stock, and so regardless if it's within where I think it is a fairly priced stock, I don't mind buying at different price levels. And also, when I dollar cost average into a stock, I like the stock to be paying me dividend. It doesn't always have to pay dividend, but if I'm going to get back something, then I don't mind. But depends on where the stock is and my strategy. I don't mind dollar cost averaging in. And for all of this, you have to do your research to be comfortable in investing, right? Don't follow anyone else. Do your own research. You can take bits and pieces from different people, but at the end of the day, you are the one left holding the bag or not, right? So you have to make sure that whatever you invest or wherever you choose to invest, you're comfortable doing so. And it's okay to take advice, but at the end of the day, you need to make the right decision for you. When your job does RRSP matching or give you a 401k, these are things that you need to make use of. In Canada, we have the Registered Retirement Savings Account, which is the RRSP, and I think it's similar to the 401k. Sometimes your employer will match whatever you contribute. And I think this is great to take advantage of. Because if you put 5% in, your employer will match that 5%. That is good, and that belongs to you. So if you ever leave the job, that is still your money. So if you have a job that is offering this benefit, make sure you take advantage of it. There are other things I will be doing, and as the term says, variety is the spice of life, I will be looking to diversify my portfolio. I want to invest in stocks and bonds. If you have a Roth IRA, if you have a RSP, if you have a TFSA and a RSP are Canadian accounts. They also have a new one, first home buyer savings account, FHSA. That one are just for first-time home buyers, and it goes into details what that's considered. So if you're in Canada and you want to look into that account, then go ahead and do so. I've done some research, and that is something that I'll be opening as well, because my aim is to purchase a home, and so it will be my first home in Canada, so I will qualify for that. And the benefits are similar to the RRSP, where they reduce your taxable income, and it's only targeted to people who want to purchase a home. So it gives you a certain amount of time and a certain amount of limit to contribute and timeline in order to use up that money. But if you don't in the timeline, it kind of goes and transforms into a RRSP, so you're not losing that money, right? If you decide never to purchase a home. But if you decide to purchase a home, it has great benefits. So I will decide to do so. And again, do your own research, right? Because I have done mine. And I will be trying to invest in real estate. Now, real estate is probably income property, or it's a family home. And I know that sometimes a family home, you don't owe anything on it. It's not really considered an asset, or if it appreciates over its value, that's when it's considered an asset. I know these things, but these are things I want to do for my financial wealth. Investments are not usually a get-rich-quick scheme. You have to put the time in. So building a good investment portfolio does take time. If you want to jump into any, fast or get rich type investment, you have to invest what you are willing to lose, because get rich quick schemes, not always you're going to benefit. So if you're willing to put in the time, if you're willing to work on that portfolio and build it out over time, you definitely will see good results. And that's something I am going to be working on over the next 5 years. I've already started with my strategy, and with God willing, I'm hoping to continue and just to build on it, and I hope that it will be fruitful and multiply, because I don't need a lot. I want to be able to do the things I love comfortably, right? I want to retire somewhere on a beach and do what I want to do. So I have to start doing the work now. And I think a lot of us on YouTube are willing to put in the work. And that's why we started our YouTube journey, in order to be accountable and to stay accountable. And you know what? Kudos to you if that's what you're doing. If you're putting in the work now for it to pay off later. And some people start later, and that is okay. The best thing and the most important thing is to start. If you're young, start. If you're middle-aged, start. If you're older, start. The most important thing is to start. So I hope all these points were helpful, because these are things I've been thinking about, and I absolutely had to share it with you. But before I leave, I want you to put in the comment section, how will you build wealth in the next 5 years? Are you thinking about this? Do you care to build wealth, or do you just want to pay off debt and be able to pay your bills? Like, what are you thinking when it comes to wealth? Please leave it in the comment section below. I would love to talk it up down there with you. Once again, I want to thank you so much for supporting my channel and for watching this video. Please like the video. Please share it as well. And if you're not subscribed, I would love and appreciate it if you do. Until next time, keep budgeting, stay frugal, and walk good. Bye.